Unless you're Arsenal.
Yeah. Speaking of Arsenal, last big report today in The Athletic that Arsenal have entered the race alongside Man United and Real Madrid and Liverpool for the free signing of Alphonso Davies. How good a signing could that potentially be for Arsenal? Obviously, I know we spoke about United being interested before on other shows. Real Madrid are obviously looking at him. Is that the kind of player that Arsenal need on their left-hand side?
No.
Yes.
Nah, they just signed Calafiori.
I can't see it happening.
Yes. Right, let's go to Dan first with the no, and then we're going to go to Will for the yes, because I weren't expecting that. But yeah, go on, Dan.
Yeah, I just don't think it is. I think Arsenal have got way bigger issues than recruiting at left back. I just really, unless they view him as a left winger, by the way, I just don't see this being a sensible move. They've just signed Calafiori. The way Arteta has them playing just doesn't look like a team that is looking for a Fonzie to be in that team. I think he's like, that doesn't look like a good move on either side for me. Even for him, I don't think I'd be looking at Arsenal as a place to go. I think Manchester City, there's a place in the team for him if they were after him. I think Real Madrid, I can see where he'd get into the team. To be honest, I wouldn't be looking at Arsenal as that attractive if I was Alphonso Davies, to be honest with you. I think looking at their style of football as well, I'd be thinking I'm either taking corners or I'm on the halfway line.
No, I mean, that's a good point, but I think they definitely can use him, right? I don't think Calafiori's all that good. I think that he's kind of been like underwhelming for like as much hype as he had, but I think whether you want to play him at left back or because you can play him on the left wing, right? Like I've seen him play at a very high level in the left wing. And I think he does give them more attacking threat. Now, obviously, defensively, that's Alphonso Davies' issue, right? Like he has a liability in the back line, but I think he gives you so much going forward. And we know that Arsenal's left wing is dead. So I just feel like it can be a boost to their squad. And if he's a free signing in terms of you don't have to pay money to Bayern Munich to get him, I don't see why every big team in Europe would not at least contact his agent to see if he'd want to come through. He's one of the best left backs in the world. So it does make sense for Arsenal to say,
don't win him a title.
The only thing out the bank about that, though, Will, is I understand your logic. He can play left wing, and Arsenal's left wing, we know, is that Trossard's more of an impact player. Martinelli just regressed. However, I think Arsenal want a left winger that has output. Are you guaranteed output from Alphonso Davies on that left wing role? Because they need someone to relieve the pressure of Saka. I think they want a left winger that's actually more of a left winger, and output will be up there, because that's the only thing. Your logic makes sense, but I can't see Arsenal going for him. They want someone with numbers on that left hand side.
No, but I don't think he would go to Arsenal. But I think I can see why it makes sense. And as I said, if you have a player of that profile that is going to possibly be a free agent, I think if you're a big club, how do you not contact his representative?
You're not going to leave Bayern Munich to go to Arsenal and risk not winning something.
You know what's a big factor, though? People always laugh at this, but the more you think about it, it doesn't make sense, because London's a big attraction as well. Let's have it right here. Like him moving to London, Canadian speaks English. It's not like there's a language barrier there. The Arsenal team's quite... Alphonso Davies is what, 26, 27? Maybe.
He's like 23 or something.
Yeah.
He's 23.
He's been around for
he seems like he's been playing for like 7-8 years. Right, that makes what I'm saying even more justifiable, right? That Arsenal team's predominantly young. Most of their players are young. He'll fit into that culture, in my opinion, with ease. So it does make sense. I don't think he'll go Arsenal, by the way, like, because what Dan said, they just signed.
Why does nobody go to Arsenal?
I can't see Arteta signing him there. I think they've already got Calafiori there.
No. Are you guys saying Alphonso wouldn't go to Arsenal because he doesn't rate Arsenal?
He would go to Arsenal.
I don't think he would. If you gave him like 5 teams to choose from and they were all decent, but Arsenal, I just think Arsenal would be like.
So let's just break that down then. So if it's between Arsenal and Real Madrid, who's he picking in your opinion, Dan?
Madrid.
What if it's Arsenal versus Man United?
I still think United, actually.
I think he goes to. Actually, Terry, I think that Manchester United are the best option for him in the Premier League. And we were talking about it a little bit before the show started, but I don't necessarily want Alphonso Davies at Real Madrid. But I think he does work with your system that Ruben Amorim's trying to implement with the wing backs, right? The back 3. I think that's how you'll get the best out of him. But in like a back 4, he is suspect, right? Like defensively, he couldn't cover a light pole. So I think Arsenal, again, I think every big club will be in contact with his agent. I think you have to do your due diligence. Like, he's a big name player, and he does add a lot to any team that he goes to. But I just think systematically, I think Manchester United makes the most sense. And maybe any other team that is trying to implement wing backs.
More chance he goes Chelsea than Arsenal, in my opinion, as well. And I actually just don't think that'll happen. But Chelsea, I do think there's more chance he'd go Chelsea. He supposedly, I've heard it before, he was a Chelsea fan.
Where would he play? Where would he play for you then?
You know where I think he plays? I think he will either occupy a left wing role or in the Gusto role that's shown how high you can go as an inverted fullback in a Maresca system. I think that's where he'd potentially have a.
Do you think he's better than Cucurella?
No, I don't. Defensively, definitely not. I think Cucurella offers something. They offer something different to each other, and that's the only reason I could see there being a chance that Chelsea would look at having a world-class player of Davies's level competing against Cucurella, because Chelsea are trying to do that with their squad, aren't they? It's evident they want two very good players who offer slightly different to each other in every position. He's also the same age as the majority of Chelsea's squad.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Go on, Phil.
Sorry, go on, tell. I'll go after.
No, go. You go first, mate.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, so Arsenal, I'm surprised Chelsea, who aren't contending for the Premier League, and Arsenal are contending for the Premier League. Alphonso Davies will choose the club that doesn't want to contend for it. But Alphonso Davies can go on the left side.
Wait, when was that ever said to?
No, it doesn't matter. So on the left side,
Chelsea's owners and Chelsea as a fan base have never said that. We're just saying that's probably not where we are right now. Alphonso Davies isn't arriving tomorrow, so that's not being said.
But yet you're saying Alphonso Davies would prefer to go to Chelsea.
Well, in the summer, if Chelsea qualify for Champions League football and have pushed the Premier League title, why not?
So
it doesn't look like a bad move for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Chelsea is a more exciting project than Arsenal, by the way,
of course,
right now.
Because you're a Chelsea fan. You would say that.
No, I think in general, for a 24-year-old footballer looking to leave Bayern Munich, where they win titles, I think Chelsea is a far more attractive project than Arsenal.
Yeah, I disagree. I think with Arsenal have used the box midfield before, whereas you can, I think who said it, in terms of where you'll see Alphonso Davies push into that left wing role, and you'll find whoever was on the left side joining in that midfield. So essentially Arsenal will be playing with 2 10s or 2 number 8s, depends how you want to see it. I think maybe Arteta's grown tired of the left side role. Martinelli or Trossard haven't failed. And instead of trying to find the left winger, like out there who's scoring and stuff like that, get a left wing forward in Alphonso Davies, who's got the pace, the pedigree, the athleticism. It's almost like a disguised position in itself where he doesn't necessarily have to. He will have some defensive duties, but it's not going to be his primary thing. You see Arsenal going into a free in the back, adding more into that midfield and being able to push up a lot more. So you kind of see. So in fact, Arteta isn't the Pulis that everybody's trying to call him. If this story is true about Alphonso Davies, you kind of see Arteta really, really kind of going for it and making his side a lot more attacking. So if I was Alphonso Davies, I would actually choose Arsenal over Real Madrid. It's because sometimes, Real Madrid have got too many stars anyway. Sometimes that's where players go to die. I mean, look at Mbappe at the moment. Do you want to be Mbappe right now? I don't think you do.
Yeah.
So
what? Are you having me on? Why wouldn't you want to be Mbappe?
No, Real Madrid.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you was ready to sell him like a couple weeks ago.
No, hold up. He's been on poor form.
What are we playing here? Mbappe's still one of the best players in the world.
But he's still arguably like one of the best players in the world. He's just
I think that comment was more recency, because I don't think this will continue forever.
Yeah, it's not going to continue.
It's just more recent.
Wait, so Toon.